Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Sami here. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto gets a bloodline, where he can mold his chakra into whatever he needs. Part 2, hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, please subscribe to our channel, and like this video. So let's get into the video. It was finally the day of Team 7's next meeting, though it wasn't scheduled until the afternoon, so Naruto decided to actually go shopping instead of training for his last bit of free time. Though he wasn't going just to buy weapons or something, instead he was going for what was called an advanced Genin's uniform for the Uzumaki clan. So, when he showed up at the meeting a little bit late, he was wearing all black with a dark blue jacket that looked like except it was much thinner, and only had 2 pockets on the side about the size of his hand that had storage seals inside of the pocket. On his back was his mother's katana, which was a blood red sword with the even darker color red on the sheath. It was also a bit longer than a normal katana. Though what surprised them the most was the fact that instead of Naruto's normal headband, there was an Uzumaki whirlpool. Meanwhile, the Konoha headband was wrapped on his right arm. Also, he decided to not hide his eyes, leaving them as slightly intimidating whirlpools. He was making a statement that the Uzumaki clan has returned, and it is not afraid to show the world where it was. Of course, this change surprised his team for a few moments, then they all had different reactions. Kakashi was smiling, knowing that his parents would be proud of the ninja Naruto was becoming. Sakura was blushing slightly now that Naruto's look doesn't hide his muscles or wear a hideous orange outfit. Meanwhile, Sasuke was thinking that since Naruto was once a dobe, he shall forever be called a dobe. Sorry I am late, Kakashi-sensei. I had to waste time explaining why I wanted this new headband. Anyways, what are we doing today? Naruto asked him, as he walked over to them, and sat down on the edge of the bridge like his teammates were. Of course, Kakashi was surprised by Naruto's newfound professionalism, though he could still see a spark of mischief in the teen's eyes. Naruto, you may be a bit stronger, and probably know a bit more, but you still have a lot to learn. Plus, no matter what, you still are the same old Naruto at heart, Kakashi thought happily. Well, we are going to be training harder than ever for the next few days. Kakashi told them, then they all quickly left for their training field. Training field. Okay, then let's start off on your basic problems in chakra. Naruto and Sasuke, you two have plenty of chakra, but not much control, so you two will be trying to walk on water with the help of one of my clones. Meanwhile, Sakura has almost perfect control, but less chakra, so we are doing some basics till you run out of most of your chakra to try and build up your reserves as much as possible. Okay, then let's get to work. Kakashi told the group, who quickly went to work. Naruto, Sasuke, clone. Okay, so the basics of water walking is that you want to focus the chakra to your feet like you did with tree walking, but with this you must constantly pump chakra into the water and basically float on your chakra. Now this is for people with a decent amount of chakra only seeing, as it takes quite a bit of chakra to actually stay on top of the water. Anyways, the challenge of this is the fact that the water always is moving, so you must change the amount of chakra focused onto each part of your foot. Now instead of listening to me, try and learn it through trial and error while I read my book. The clone told them happily, and sat down under the shade of a nearby tree, while Sasuke and Naruto went to work. This is going to take ages, Naruto, though, remembering how long it took for him to figure out tree walking. Wait. Maybe I can use this to see how much my shadow clones actually help in training. I mean, by what I just read, I should be able to get my shadow clones' memories, but I have never actually tried it yet. Naruto then quickly put his hand into the shadow clone's cross seal, and created 10 clones to work on the water walking with him. Of course, when Kakashi's clone saw this, he simply took slight interest in it for a moment, then simply returned to his book. So, Naruto finally figured out the secret of the shadow clones. Was all Kakashi thought of Naruto's newfound idea. What is that Baka doing? Will those clones actually help him learn this? If so, I really need to learn that. Something like that would make my goals much easier to achieve, and it should be easy for me, a great Ichi had to learn. After all, the dope was able to get it figured out. Sasuke thought, then quickly tried to walk on water only to fall into it seconds later. Sakura. I need to make sure that I can catch up to those two, so I am not as useless as I was in the wave. Besides, something tells me that Kakashi is hiding something important and dangerous from us. If only I could figure out what it is. Sakura thought, as she practiced a basic for the umpteenth time. Will these guys be ready for the exam? I mean, they will be possibly deadly, and I would prefer for the first team I pass in years to not die due to the stupid civilian council pestering us to make Sasuke a higher rank. I mean, really all they want to do probably is to make him a clan head that really is just a breeding stock for our so-called best clan bloodline, by their standards anyways. Kakashi thought sadly, as he looked at Sakura, who was trying her hardest to build up her chakra amount. After training, Sakura was extremely exhausted now. After spending a good hour of practicing, she now only had enough chakra to survive on, and had already eaten the daily maximum amount of soldier pills she could, so basically, she had to wait for her body to naturally replenish her coils to do any more. So, she quickly went back home to sleep off some of her exhaustion. Course that was short-lived, as only after an hour or so of sleeping she was woken up by her mother, telling her Ino was there making her walk downstairs to see what her friend wanted. What is Ino? Sakura asked the blonde, still tired. Hi, Sakura, I was wondering if you wanted to whoa. What happened to you? Ino asked happily, then noticed that she seemed exhausted. Sensei is now focusing on increasing our training for some reason, so I had to work on building up my chakra, and by doing so, I barely have enough just to stay awake. Sakura told her to lean on the doorway slightly. Oh, well, maybe you should get some rest. I was just going to ask if you want to try and figure out what Naruto is hiding, but since you are tired I guess you could just stay home and relax while we figure out the mystery. Ino told her, then began to walk away. I know I should be resting to restore my chakra quicker, but I really want to know what my teammate is hiding from me. I mean, he is a team, so there shouldn't be secrets being held from each other, right? I mean, who can we trust if we don't even trust each other? So, should I relax or figure out what Konoha's goofball is hiding from us, or relax, which I can do later, as well? Sakura quickly thought it over, then quickly ran after Ino, telling her mother she was going out for a bit. Okay then, fine, I will admit that I am curious. Now, what is the plan? Sakura asked when she finally caught up with her. Well, basically I saw that Naruto was heading towards another training field, so we are going to get Hinata quickly, then are going to see if he shows any of his secrets when he thinks he is alone. Ino told her. While walking towards the Hyuga compound. What is all you could think of? Sakura asks in disbelief. Well, it is the only thing we really can do. Unless you want to ask him. Ino tells her defensively. And really she was right about each place Naruto went. He went so often that they would keep his secrets for him out of friendship. Fine, let's go get Hinata, and hopefully we actually learn something. Sakura told her, then finally reached the clan's gate. Why are you here? The guards asked them respectfully. We are wondering if Hinata was home so that we can hang out with her. Ino told the guards. We are sorry, but she left quite a while ago, and has yet to return. The guards tell them, and they quickly thank the man for the information before leaving the area. Okay then, let's just go, and observe him anyways, eh? Ino asked Sakura, then they both quickly went to where Ino last saw Naruto. When they finally got to the training field, Naruto went to, which was basically just an average one with several wooden posts for punching, lots of trees, a small river, and even a few boulders placed randomly about. But what surprised them was the fact that hiding inside of a bush was Hinata, who was using her bloodline, and kept focused on Naruto. She was so focused on just watching him that she even failed to notice that Ino and Sakura were coming closer to her until they were right next to her. Hey Hinata, how did you know that we plan to try and see any of his secrets by watching him? Ino asks curiously, then notices that Hinata quickly started blushing after she got over the surprise of being caught. Oh, so you didn't know, eh? You were just watching because you have a crush on him and want to see his body, eh? Who knew Hinata was a pervert? Ino asks with a smile plastered on her face. And no, IWW was just walking around when I saw my MSO and Naruto training, so I decided to come see his bloodline. Hinata tells them, trying to hide her crush on the blonde boy, but fails, seeing as the large blush she had never left her face. Right Hinata, we believe you. Ino tells the girl sarcastically, then sits down next to her. Well, anyways, we came here to try and figure out his secrets, so we might as well sit down and watch as well for a bit. She finishes with a small shrug, then Sakura soon sits down on the other side of Hinata. Of course, when they finally look back at Naruto, he was standing by a river again like he was when Kiba saw him originally, though. Instead of just having a small swirl of water being seen, there was a large obvious whirlpool that started to rise up from the river, creating a small tower swirling water in front of Naruto. Naruto then brought his hands up closer to his head, and the funnel rose up at the same time, until the whirlpool was pointing at a tree on the other side of the river. So, after that was done, Naruto threw his hands like he was actually throwing something in the direction of the tree, while calling out raging whirlpool pierce. And of course, the whirlpool began to move at the tree, though it started to shake, as Naruto lost control of it, and soon it all fell back down to the ground, causing a large splash of water to hit Naruto, soaking him completely. Damn it, I was so close this time. Naruto yells in frustration, then walks over to a stone that was stuck halfway into the river, but was still heated up by the sun, even if it was getting close to the end of the day. When he got there, he quickly began to shed his wet clothes, starting with all of his shirt and jacket, and placed them on the stone to dry, then began to reach for the rim of his pants. Of course, when he did this, the girls all started to blush watching the unknowing boy strip in front of them, though for some reason they couldn't stop looking, and began to blush even more when they saw that Naruto was now only wearing a pair of dark green briefs. But their view of them was blocked by Naruto's legs when he sat down with his legs crossed in a meditative stance, confusing the girls. Wait, since when has Naruto ever sat down to think about something? Ino and Sakura quickly confused. Course Hinata was thinking about other things. Why is he sitting down? Shouldn't he be taking off his wet briefs as well? Hinata asked herself, wanting to see him naked. After all, when she tried to look through his clothes to see every inch of her loved body, all she got to see was his chakra coils. Something that made her curse her eyesight a bit for not having such a practical use. For it was an unknown fact that all of the Hyuga clan were perverts, and that is why they also all learned all of the required school taught. But they didn't want people to know that they really only wanted to know the henge, so they could hide their clan's secret, even when they went to buy their itchy books. They even went as far as to put permanent books on the books, so that they look like normal books for when they are out on missions or in public. And Hinata was no different, for she had ever had an itchy book published, though the only difference was that she replaced the main guy and girl's names with Naruto and her own names. The only problem with their eyes for them was the fact that each time they tried to see through clothes, they could only see the chakra coils. Though back with Naruto, he had put up his hands into a tiger seal, focusing his chakra so much that even people without the Bakugan could see blue swirls of chakra soon go around Naruto. He then tensed up, and all of the chakra was focused onto his back, where 2 chakra lines were starting to grow a few feet, looking almost like the beginning of wings. Of course, his control wasn't that good yet, so that was about as far as he could go at the moment, but he still held the chakra there, trying to increase the size of them, sweating a bit due to the effort. So this is what it means to have a chakra molding bloodline. Ino whispered, shocked by the fact that she could see the dense blue wing-like structures, even though he was a decent bit away from them. Yeah, wait, what is up with the seal on his stomach? Sakura asks, confused, shocking both Ino and Hinata out of their shock-perverted trances. And of course, when they looked, they did in fact see a giant seal that was covering all of Naruto's abs. It was an interactive seal which had a swirl that started at his belly button, surrounded by a bunch of strange symbols that formed several points. What is that seal? Does the forehead girl know what it is? Ino asks, using her nickname for her rival. Well, Ino Pig, I can't really tell you, seeing as I have never thought about even trying to understand seals. I mean, they never are really used by too many people. But that has to be an important one for it to seem that big and detailed. Sakura tells them. Then perhaps we should look it up at the library. It might have a book on seals or something we can look at. Hinata was curious about it as well. And with that, they simply focused back onto what Naruto was doing, though when they looked, he was already putting his now dry clothes, apparently done for the moment. Of course, he was then walking in their direction without even knowing they were there, mumbling something about needing ramen. Well, Naruto's addiction to ramen will never change. All 3 of them couldn't help but think after they heard this, but soon they left, as well, heading to the library to figure out why Naruto had that strange seal on his stomach. Of course, they didn't even notice that they had 2 people watching them. Kurenai and Kakashi were both hiding in the trees a little way behind where they once were. Well, it seems that those 3 girls are on their way to figure out Naruto's problem, Kakashi tells her simply. Yes, it does. Now I am pretty sure that won't affect Hinata's opinion of him, seeing as she already thinks that they are destined to be with each other. Though I have no idea how the other 2 will react. Kurenai tells him in a bored tone. Yeah, that damn fox is going to make the council's decision even more troublesome. I mean, knowing Naruto, he will have to tell people he tries to get close to, which might ruin a few relationships. Kakashi tells her, now reaching for his book until the known pervert hater gave him a glare. I don't even know why they have that. I mean, it is practically telling guys to have a harem. I feel so bad for the girls, really. Kurenai tells him, remembering how they tried to force Minato to be put into Kra, just so that more people could use him. After all, he told the civilian council that only his family members could use them. Now when Kushina heard that, she of course was worried and stressed about what Minato would do, until the man basically told the council to fuck off. Something he should have done in the first place, instead of just telling the idiots that run the civilian council that he had no desire to teach anyone. Still, their part of the council still tried to force him until he used his power as a cage to put them in their place, and according to the rumors, warned them that he would let Kushina handle their complaints if they started again. Something that made them pale, seeing as she was known to be even more dangerous than normal when enraged. Of course, this just made Kakashi laugh a bit. Well, seeing as they have a choice whether they want to go through with it or not. I think they are happy enough even though they have to share. Though with Naruto, I am sure he will make each girl feel loved, no matter how many he ends up with. Kakashi tells her, then goes away, leaving her to her thoughts. Library. Ino and Hinata were sitting a chair apart from each other, calmly waiting for a few moments until Sakura came and sat between them while setting a few books on the table. Okay, then these are all the books on seals that are in the library. Sakura tells them. What is all there is? Ino asked, shocked that their library was one of the most extensive in the world. Afraid so, you see, sealing is a hard art to learn, and those who learn it want to keep their personal seals private, so not too many books are out for public reading, especially since most villages don't want to give rare information like this to different villages. Sakura tells them. After that, they all begin reading, and quickly find that most of the information in the books was stuff that made no sense to them. Though from what they could understand, it seemed most of the books were only about becoming a beginner at the art, rather than giving them a way to look up the interacting seal they saw on Naruto. So what are we going to do now? It is not like we have anywhere else to look. Ino complained, and all three of them agreed that they had a dead end, so they all walked off towards the entrance of the library to leave, until they saw someone familiar. Hey Haku-san, Hinata tells the girl nicely, though she seemed to glare slightly at Haku. Oh, hello there. What are you guys doing here? Haku asked curiously after closing the book she was skimming through. Hello Haku, we were just looking for a book to try and figure out what this seal is. Ino tells her a bit upset about the fact they failed, but still holds out the copy of Naruto's seal that they managed to roughly draw on a piece of paper. But when they tried to activate it, they did nothing but wasted their chakra thanks to not using the proper ink, and because the seal was sloppy compared to the real deal. Yes, I know what the seal is, and how people get it. Don't message me saying that is not how Fujin works. We all know it, but at the time the girls didn't know it. Well, how about you come over to my apartment again? I think I remember seeing a seal like this in one of Naruto's scrolls. Haku tells them, shocking the other girls. What? Why would Naruto have information on seals? Ino asked the ice user, shocked, but Haku couldn't answer them. Still went to Naruto's side of the apartment to see if Haku was right. Apartment? Now where did that scroll go? Haku asks herself while looking through the small number of scrolls Naruto had. Hey Haku, what were you looking for at the library anyways? And come to think about it, why did you look through Naruto's scrolls as well? She asked curiously. After all, most people didn't spend all that much time at the library, or were curious enough to go through other people's stuff. Oh, well, I never really cooked too much food, seeing as for most of my life we were camping or on the move. So, I don't have too many recipes to cook. So, I decided to see if Naruto had any books on the subject, only to sadly see that he didn't. So, instead I went to the library to study up on various recipes that looked interesting. Though you guys managed to come find me before I found a book, I wanted to borrow it, but I'll just get it tomorrow or something. Haku tells them not to be too concerned, seeing as Naruto was happy enough with the meals she could currently make. Oh, here it is. She continues happily holding out a small scroll. Thank you Haku-chan. Now let's see what this has to tell us. Sakura tells them, then opens the scroll up. My seal that I found in Forbidden Scroll. Image of Naruto's seal done crudely again. What scroll said? The Fujin is a seal used to seal up the very soul of whatever you use it on. Though there is a price. For when it is sealed you will also seal your own soul to hell, as well. Now the strength of this seal is based on your willpower, and theirs. So that is why this is forbidden. Now the most common use of this seal is to seal them into a young child to make a human sacrifice, or to increase the village's strength. Sakura reads out loud, which shocked all of the girls present. Wait, this seal stops demons by locking them inside of people. And didn't a few villages call Naruto demon for some reason? So, does that mean that he has some monster inside of him? Sakura asks the group, not sure what to think at the moment. After all, the information seems far less believable than anything she imagined to find. I don't know, but I think we all know what we should do. Ino tells them of course they didn't understand at all. Hinata asks her, trying to figure out what the blonde was thinking. We should go talk to Naruto again, and get him to explain this. I mean, he might, as well, tell us the rest of the secret. And if he doesn't, we could always pester him till he does. She tells them, and of course Sakura quickly agrees with her, though Hinata seemed unsure, and Haku chose not to state her opinion. Though they all did end up sitting down with drinks and snacks, as they all waited for Naruto to come home. Geez, we really seem to focus on Naruto lately. Ino thought to herself, as she looked at the door hoping that he would show up soon. And luckily he did end up coming back rather quickly, and was surprised to see the girls yet again waiting for him. Hey, I am home. Hi girls, what can I do for you again? Naruto asks awkwardly, trying to figure out what they were doing waiting for him yet again. Hey Naruto, we were just wondering if you know anything about a seal called the Fujin. Sakura tells him, and Naruto visibly pales. Sorry Sakura, but I have no idea what that seal is. Naruto lies to them, far too nervous to speak straight. Oh, no? Ino asks him, raising one of her eyebrows. Then why do you have a scroll on it that says that it is your seal? She asks him with a knowing smirk. That seal, Naruto tells them, trying to make it seem like he just remembered it. Yeah, I saw it when I looked through a scroll, and thought I saw it before, so I copied it down to look for the seal later. Naruto tries to lie to them, though they would have none of that. Naruto-kun saw the seal. I mean, when we were going to get you for a group lunch it was painted onto your stomach, and of course we were too shocked to see it, so we forgot to tell you. It is not like we were watching you train or anything. Hinata tells him, blushing at nearly revealing one of her favorite pastimes. That was all Naruto could say, clearly depressed. So, how much do you know? He asked them, his voice sadder than they ever heard it before. Well, not much, to tell you the truth. We only know what people could use it for. The rest we are counting on you to truthfully tell us what it did to you. Ino tells the boy, who simply let out a small sigh. Fine though, just remember that this is supposed to be a double-S secret of the village, with the only people allowed to talk about it being Gigi and me. Naruto tells them, completely serious for once. Of course after he said this he waited for them all to nod, showing that they understood what he was saying. Okay, then let me start with the biggest shocker. Then you see the fourth didn't actually kill the Kyuubi, for you can't kill a beast made from pure chakra. So, instead he did the next best thing. He used his own life to seal the beast away in one of the only newborn babies in the village. Naruto tells them, getting a shocked gasp from them. And by doing this he created what is called a, which is basically a weapon that is a human ninja with the demon locked into their body. Naruto tells them, then waits for their reaction. Of course what happened was something he didn't expect. Hinata, instead of calling him a monster or trying to kill him, instead launched herself at him, giving a bear hug while crying a bit. Naruto, I had no idea how bad your life has been. I should have come to help you out sooner. I am so sorry for Naruto-kun. Hinata told her, still crying on his chest. It is okay Hinata-chan, no need to cry. Naruto told her, awkwardly trying to calm the girl down, but had no real idea how to do so. Of course she eventually calmed down enough so that she was only sniffling, but still let go of Naruto with a small blush, as she told him sorry. Of course the other girls' reactions weren't nearly as extreme, for Haku didn't seem to care still, while Ino and Sakura seemed to be thinking about something. Oh, well, he is still my kind master, Haku thinks to herself with a small mental shrug. So Naruto has a demon locked away inside of him, and that is why the village hates him. But why do they when it is sealed inside of him? I need to think about this some more. Both Ino and Sakura thought about not deciding to pick their opinion on what they just learned just yet. So, they decided to remain neutral for the moment. Man, Naruto, you gave us a lot to think about. I think we are going home to think for a while, Sakura tells Naruto for both of them, then leaves, leaving Naruto with Haku and the still sniffling Hinata. Okay, then bye. Naruto told them as they left, not showing any emotions. I really hope they don't end up hating me. I mean, they're some of my only friends in this village. Naruto thinks to himself, and then turns to the two other girls in his room. Only to find out that Hinata somehow fell asleep, and was now lying down on the floor sleeping peacefully. Of course, seeing as it was already around 10, and she had to have had an exhausting day both physically and mentally, he figured it would be best not to wake her up at the moment. Sigh, well, I guess we should get some rest, as well, Naruto tells Haku, then gently picks up Hinata, bringing her to his bedroom. Naruto-sama, are you really planning to take advantage of this sleeping girl? Haku asked curiously, as she walked near him, but not trying to stop him yet. What? No. Get your mind out of gutter, Haku-chan. Naruto told her, blushing a bit at the idea. I am letting her take my bed while I sleep on the couch. He then explained, putting Hinata gently down on the soft mattress. He then gently brought the blankets over the still fully clothed girl, until only her head showed, and moved back until he was at the door to the bedroom. Good night, Hinata-chan. Naruto simply told the sleeping girl, then turned the lights off, and went to the living room on his side with Haku still following him. So, now that they know, what are you going to do? Haku asks the boy, curious. I don't know, Haku-chan, I just don't know. Naruto clearly stressed out. Well, just think about it after resting for a bit. I mean, you will get nowhere trying to figure it out tired. So, good night, Naruto-sama. Haku told him, then began to walk to her side, hearing Naruto mumble out good night back to her, as he put a few blankets on the couch to get comfortable. Life sure will be different now that the wave mission is done, was Naruto's last thought before he let himself fall into the darkness that is called sleeping. Hinata was sleeping peacefully when a few rays of the new morning light fell onto her face, waking the girl up. Dumb son, why did you have to come so soon? I mean, this is the softest my bed has felt in ages. Wait, I don't even remember leaving Naruto's home, Hinata thought, then opened her eyes only to notice that she wasn't in her room. Which of course worried her for a few moments until she realized that it was Naruto's room, and instead, she just started to blush, trying to remember if anything happened to cause her to end up on Naruto's bed. All I remember is crying into Naruto's muscular chest, which I guess must have tired me out so much that I fell asleep right there in his arms. So, I guess he must have put me here. Though the question is, where did he go after that scene, as I doubt my Naruto-kun would actually try something on me when I am asleep. So, he probably just went to be somewhere else. Hinata began to think with complete trust in Naruto. And after she figured out that she was safe, and in her love's home, she began to let her more perverted side come out. So, she quickly buried her face into Naruto's pillow, and breathed in deeply, inhaling Naruto's scent that had been completely absorbed into the very fibers of the pillow. Today really is starting off good. Actually, maybe Naruto wouldn't notice if I borrow a few pieces of clothing, and such to remember this day by. I just need to make sure that it smells like him. Maybe I am being a bit too fangirlish doing this though. Actually, no, that doesn't matter, seeing as Naruto liked that pink banshee that was one of Sasuke's biggest fangirls, so he must like girls like that. Though I can't really do it in public. I mean, not only would the clan kill me for it, but it would just be too embarrassing for me to actually do. Hinata decided that Naruto had to like girls that were at least partially stalkerish to have a crush on a fangirl. So, she only left the room after she hid several pieces of Naruto's old orange clothing in a small storage seal she paid one of Konoha's seal makers to put on the back of her forehead protector. So glad I added, that Hinata thought with a smile, as she played with her headband while walking into the living room where she saw Naruto's feet hanging off of the couch. So, she quickly walked over to him, and was about to tell him good morning, until she noticed that he was still sleeping peacefully with an arm and leg hanging off the couch, as he softly snored. Naruto looks so cute sleeping. Wait, he is sleeping. I should take this chance to finally kiss him. I mean, even if he doesn't like me back, I can just hopefully take his first kiss, and give him mine without anyone ever knowing it is perfect. Hinata thought happily, then blushed, as she slowly moved her head down to Naruto's, taking every precaution to make sure he doesn't wake up. Soon enough she was only a few inches from Naruto's face, with her hair now blocking anyone who walked in view of Naruto's face. And soon enough she was just about to touch her lips to his, and the distance shortened by the second. 5 inches. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinata's eyes were now closed, enjoying the feeling of Naruto's hot breath on her lips, and was just about to feel his lips on hers. Naruto, breakfast is ready. Haku yelled down the hall, shocking Hinata into jumping away from Naruto, and also woke Naruto up from his slumber. Coming, Haku-chan, Naruto mumbled, as he was still waking up. Then he noticed Hinata was standing a little way away from him. Oh, hi Hinata, I hope you don't mind the fact that I didn't wake you up last night. You were just sleeping far too peacefully. Naruto told the girl, rubbing the back of his head a bit at the same time. It is fine, Naruto-kun, Hinata stuttered out quietly, still blushing about what she nearly did. Of course Naruto didn't notice this scene, as he was already walking towards his breakfast, clearly expecting Hinata to follow without having to say it. Of course, said the girl, just stood there for a few more seconds trying to get her blush under control. Stupid breakfast, I was so close. Hinata mumbled under her breath, then followed Naruto to where Haku was patiently waiting by a table covered with pancakes, eggs, and bacon. Haku-chan looks as delicious as ever. Naruto told the ice user. You really are one of the best cooks I know. Naruto added while sitting down in an empty chair, causing the girl to blush slightly, though it went unnoticed by the others. And soon they all sat down to enjoy the great breakfast that Haku created for the three of them. So, Haku-san, how's your medical career going? Hinata asked after eating a small amount of eggs. It is pretty good. I mean, I start to actually work in the field today in about an hour, and if all goes well, I should start training to become a medical ninja within the month, according to the hospital director. Though I think that Hokage-sama is speeding this up a bit because Naruto-sama trusts me. Of course, even that won't help the fact that I am not allowed out of the village for several months, but that is understandable to make sure the village stays safe. Haku told her after eating a chunk of one of her pancakes. Wait, why would Gigi do that only because of me? And stop calling me Sama, Naruto asked, then ordered her, still disliking the girl's idea that he owned her. Naruto-sama, you are one of his beloved people in this village, so he likes to help you, and your trusted people, by doing what he can without angering the council. Haku told us, still confused Naruto. After all, she was fully aware that at any other time, she would surely be under heavy watch or even worse treatment for several months, if this was a normal situation. What? So, I am taking advantage of Gigi? Naruto asked her, holding his head in shock. Of course Haku and Hinata giggled a bit at this reaction. No, Naruto-kun means that Hokage-sama just wants to help you by giving you and your friend every chance he can give them, without showing too much favoritism. Though, as for why he does it, he probably thinks of you like one of his family members, seeing as you make his life that much more interesting. Hinata explained, though Naruto seemed to still be confused. Though he didn't ask about it again, as he doubted he could understand even with another explanation. So, he just kept eating while half listening to Haku, who was talking about the training she had to do to become a registered healer, and about various herbs and creams used for healing various things with Hinata, who seemed to have an interest in the subject. Though for Naruto all of what they were talking about was completely out of his range of understanding. Still, he chose to not interrupt them to explain things. After all, even then he doubted that any of the ensuing lecture would be understood either. Eventually, though, they all ate their food and went their separate ways. Haku went to the hospital to start her job, Hinata went home to change, and then to her team meeting, and Naruto went out to train for a bit, before his own meeting started. In Naruto's case, he was happy to have his normal training routine clear his head from the medical conversation he just sat through. Hinata was really nice to me yesterday, and today, come to think of it, she is always nice to me. I mean, she never hits me, calls me names, or even yells at me. And she even hugged me after telling me my secret. She has to be one of the nicest people I know, and one of the most beautiful. Wait, where did that come from? Naruto asked himself, and stopped training to rest his chin on his hand in a thinking position. I guess I need to think about this more. I mean, it is obvious that I have somehow created some feelings for Hinata-chan. But I am not sure how strong those feelings truly are. I really don't want to make a mistake that will make me ruin an amazing friendship in the future. Naruto mumbled out loud, thinking he was alone, then quickly left the training field to meet his team at the bridge yet again. If he stayed, he would have noticed that Kurenai decided to come out of her hiding spot relatively close to the blonde. Naruto, if you break Hinata's heart, I will break you. She though evilly unintentionally releasing a small amount of Kai then poofed out of existence, showing that she was just a shadow clone the whole time. Course due to Kurenai being focused on the safety of the girls she thought of, as a younger sister she failed to notice that Kakashi was hidden behind her the whole time. Naruto, you better be careful or you might learn why Kurenai is known to be one of the most dangerous women in Konoha. Kakashi worried about his sensei's son. He then sent a quick prayer to whatever god would listen for the boy to stay safe from Kurenai for the off chance a greater being would listen to those that don't believe in them normally. Normally he wouldn't have even bothered trying, but Naruto needed all the help he could get if he got on Kurenai's bad side. Then again, he might not have to worry for that long seeing, as it is quite possible that he wouldn't even survive the exams Naruto would be entering in just 2 days. A fact that always brought a frown to Kakashi's face, as he worried about the first genin team he actually trained. Kurenai. Kurenai was happily talking with her team getting ready for their training session to begin when all of a sudden, she stiffened up and glared at the air. Sensei, what is wrong? Shino asks his normally calm teacher, surprised she looked annoyed all of a sudden. She didn't look that mad since when she first learned about Kiba's perverseness, Shino thought shudderingly remembering how much Kiba screamed the sheer horror that she placed on him. In fact, Shino promised himself that no matter what happened he would do everything in his power to never get on his sensei's bad side. Oh, it is nothing, just something I remembered. Now Kiba, I want you to work on your chakra control for about an hour, while Shino you begin practicing your katas for the same amount of time, and we will meet back here after that for the next phase of training. Though you two will be working with my clones, I have to talk to Hinata for a bit. Kurenai told the two boys who quickly went towards their redone training area, while Hinata just looked up at Kurenai confused. What did you want to tell me about Kurenai-sensei? Hinata asks curiously, making said woman just sigh, then kneel down to Hinata's height. Hinata, it has come to my attention that you like a guy that has feelings for you back, right? Kurenai asks the girl she thought of, as family and all, but blood. Yes, I guess you could say that. Hinata shyly tells her, automatically thinking about Naruto, and begins to wonder what her teacher heard to say that he likes her back. Well, I am happy for you to find love, just make sure they don't force you to change or do anything you don't want to, okay? You're a great girl, and you shouldn't change that, well maybe except for this shyness, and lack of self-confidence problem. Kurenai tells the girl with a small smile. Please Hinata, just listen to me on this, and I ask you not, as your teacher but, as your friend. She finished up, and was surprised by the fact that Hinata gave her a quick hug, after making sure the other team members couldn't see. Yes, I will, Kurenai, and I know we are supposed to keep this professional, but ever since mother died you have been the only female that I really could talk to, so I will always listen to you. Hinata tells her, then quickly moves a few feet away from Kurenai, who smiled at this. Sure, now then let's get you ready to learn a bit more about your clan using the scrolls you were given. Kurenai tells her, then they both go to where Shino and Kiba were training, and also work their hardest to improve. Is Naruto true? Could Kurenai really have heard that you like me? Was Hinata's last thought before she began to work on her rotation defense, while stuff was thrown at her by Kurenai. Team 7. Kakashi happily walked towards his students an hour late, as usual, only to tell them that they were running around all of the training grounds to test their stamina. So, they soon found themselves running by a severely damaged training field, when they heard someone coming by, hearing them scream out something that sounded like Yosh. Though when they heard this they all looked, not noticing a green blur go past them behind their backs. So, when they finally noticed it, the blur was already near Kakashi talking to him. Yosh. How are you doing, my rival? The man that was the blur called out far too loudly. Of course that wasn't what everyone first noticed. They all were still focused on his horrible fashion sense. The green spandex bodysuit covered slightly by bright orange leg and arm warmers, and his headband being used as a belt. Still, the weirdest part about the man was his bowl-cut hair and massive eyebrows. All in all, they all were completely creeped out by this new guy, but they were able to refocus on the conversation when Kakashi responded to the man. Hello, guy. Let me introduce you to my students. This is Sakura, Naruto, and Sasuke, and guys, this crazy guy is Instructor Guy. Kakashi introduced them to each other, and pointed at each one of them when he told him their name. Such youthful students, let me introduce mine. Guy told them happily, then let off a loud whistle, and soon 3 teens came from the trees. Same as an I'm, so I am not writing down their looks, I only did guys because it seemed to fit the spot. This is Niji, Tenten, and the youthful Lee. Guy told them, pointing at each one individually, as they walked up to the group. Playing favorites was all Naruto could think when he noticed the special treatment Lee got. He even had one of his sensei's fashion pieces on. Hey Tenten. Naruto, and Sakura told the girl, who happily responded with the same thing, then noticed Naruto's sword. Naruto, where did you get that sword? Tenten asked, not showing any emotion. I found it. Naruto lied, though he still was a horrible liar. Oh, really? Tenten asked him, not to believe him for a moment. Then can I see it quickly? Tenten continued to ask, holding out her hands that were soon filled with the blood-red sword, which she quickly began to examine thoroughly. After she spent several minutes just looking over the entire blade, she eventually saw very small writing on just above the hilt of the blade. May this raging whirlpool protect thy user from all that your ninja career might present you. Of course, when she read this she froze for a moment, then glared at Naruto. Naruto, why do you have Kushina Uzumaki's sword? She asked, not to release her glare in the slightest. I told you I found. Naruto began to tell her, but was cut off by Tenten. Cut the crap, Naruto. I know that is a lie. For this blade was locked away, as a piece of Konoha's history, and can only be given to her relatives, seeing as when the blade was made, they put several seals on it that make it almost as strong as one of the named blades if used by her clan. The red whirlpool is basically one of the most guarded weapons in Konoha. I will ask Naruto again, how did you get it? Tenten asked him to keep the blade out of Naruto's reach. Tenten, this is most youthful. Give Naruto-kun back his sword. Lee told her, but it somehow didn't make it seem like an order. No, I will not give this precious blade back to a thief. Tenten told him, then felt an increase of Kai in the area, and looked over to see Naruto's eyes, which seemed to be turning a red, as he glared at the girl. I may have had to steal to survive, as a child, but I would never do it for personal gain if I didn't have to. Naruto thought, furious that the girl would immediately accuse him, just like the other bastards in the village did. The fact that she did so after getting under his guard pained him a bit, but after daring to accuse him, he quickly destroyed any trust he held in the girl. Naruto then let a small growl pass his lips shockingly before shocking the group around him by creating a chakra hand. This chakra hand came from his foot and took advantage of the shock it caused to easily take back the blade. He then looked at his teacher without sparing the girl in front of him another glance. Kakashi-sensei, I am going to train alone with my mother's blade, so don't follow me. Naruto growled out, then left the still shocked group to go to his secret place to vent his anger on something that wasn't human. After Naruto left, Tenten quickly remembered that Naruto had to be Kushina's son, not only because she found out at the sleepover, but also because they obviously shared a last name. Though when she finally came to this conclusion, Naruto was already long gone. Remaining group. What is wrong with Naruto? Sakura asked her sensei, surprised that the normally happy guy could get so mad. Sakura. Naruto has had a hard life. A life that you will have to ask him about, seeing as I will not give out his life story. But even with his life being rough, he made a point to rarely steal anything from anyone. In fact, the few cases I have heard about were done purely because of necessity. So, he truly hates being called one, seeing as he never went that route even when his life was so bad, and because several people of this village constantly called him one even knowing this fact. Now normally he would just ignore the name calling, seeing as he seems to sometimes keep his real emotions locked away to everyone but his friends, but it seems Tenten had managed to lower his block a bit, but now she just wrecked her progress. I mean, it seems he trusted her a bit more than the average person, so by doing this she managed to hurt him a bit. Kakashi told them just so Tenten knew exactly what she just did. Basically, Kakashi would often be one of the ones to keep an eye on Naruto through his childhood, and he also did his research on his students. For if he was going to have students, he was going to make sure he knows about them. So, I basically gained his trust and stepped on it. Tenten asked, feeling bad. Yes, Kakashi told the girl bluntly, then said goodbye to Guy and his team, and took Sasuke and Sakura to train, knowing that Naruto would be fine by himself for a day of training. Plus, he knew that the boy would be happier alone at the moment. Team Guy. Guy quickly noticed the change of mood in the air, so he decided to refocus his group on training to get rid of it. Yosh. Let's get down to work so Naruto's dedication to training doesn't overpower our youthfulness. Guy called out with Lee on his heels ready to go while Niji and Tenten followed more slowly. Of course, Tenten's mind was on other things even as she hit the target's bullseye over and over again. So, I caused Naruto pain just by calling him a possible thief. Crap. That probably means that he no longer thinks of me as a friend, I bet. Though why do I care so much? I mean, I hardly know him, but yet I want to be his friend no matter what. But why? I mean, it can't be love. I love Niji with all of his strength and power. I mean, Naruto seems to be kind of strong and has a possibility to become a great ninja, and he is really kind. But I don't like him just because of that, do I? No. It just couldn't be possible, right? Oh, well, I guess I will just have to think about this later, but for right now I will focus on trying to mend the bridge between us. Tenten thought, determined, then patiently waited for her team training session to end so she could go find Naruto. Naruto was still fuming and quickly went to his favorite hiding training location. Training Ground 44, the Forest of Death. Of course, he has been coming here for years just to escape the villagers and to calm down a bit. So, he knew how to avoid most of the stuff he couldn't handle through trial and error he did while growing up. Though he got injured quite a bit figuring that out, and was lucky the larger animals thought he was too small to really be of any value as a meal. Though for right now he didn't bother going into his spot, instead he just found a tree that was only about 5 minutes from the entrance he went through, and began to destroy it through his training. Though he didn't pace himself like he normally did, so he quickly was out of breath, though this lasted only for a few seconds, due to the fox healing him back up to be at the top of his game no matter what, and his own natural regeneration. Of course, what he didn't expect was to hear someone behind him call out to him. "What's up, brat?" it asked, and Naruto quickly turned to see one of the most dangerous women in Konoha, Anko the sadistic snake. As some people have come to call her Seeing, as they found out why she was meant to be feared through her special torture, and all of her snake base. "Hey Anko," Naruto responded to her, loosening from his defensive stance in front of his friend. They both were very different, but they had to go through a lot of the same stuff. She was hated by people in the village due to something she had no control over, just like he was. So, when they met one day in the very forest they were in, they quickly became friends just so that neither of them would fall too far into their own depression. Of course, they now saw each other less now that they had other friends, but they still saw each other every now and then. For they were friends for life just because they helped each other, as they tried to stay out of the darkness that was in their souls. "So, what is your panties in a bunch this time? Shouldn't you be happy with your new clan status?" Anko asked her normal blunt self, while she pulled out a container of Tugo Dango from who knows where. "Yeah, I know, but now all those bastards that used to torture me, and you are now trying to brown nose me. Oh, yes, speaking of them, if you get some problems from them or something, just let me know so I can actually use the crap they try to feed me. Anyways, that's not what I am annoyed with right now. I am annoyed because one of my so-called friends called me a thief due to me having my mother's sword, which is supposed to have special properties or something." Naruto told her, remembering how annoyed he was with Tenten. "Well, that is enough about me for right now. So, tell me why you are here right now. Don't you have plans with Hana today or something?" Naruto asked her, having long since heard about Anko's group of Konoha's Ice Queens, but has yet to actually see any of them except for Anko. "Oh, I am still going with Hana-chan to that new bar that opened up to party a bit, but she doesn't get off work for a while, yet so when I saw you, I decided to just come over to say hi," Anko told him with one of her rare true smiles, that were held only for her most trusted friends. "Well, it is good to see you again. I mean, I haven't seen you since my mission to the wave," Naruto told her, returning her true smile. "Yes, I just had to come see these new eyes of yours, Naruto-chan." Anko told him to walk closer to him, and look straight into his eyes. "It makes you look fiercer and crazier. I like that," Anko told him, now practically on top of him. "Thanks, Anko-chan," Naruto told her, unsure how to respond while blushing due to being squished against the girl. Of course, after a while she backed off, laughing at his embarrassed state. "You're still so easy to tease," she eventually told him, then noticed the time by looking at the sun through the trees, not too dense, seeing as still practically at the edge. "Oh? Gotta go, see you later, Naruto-chan," she then quickly told him, then left, not giving Naruto a chance to speak. Of course, this just made Naruto chuckle a bit, now in a better mood. Wait. That was her plan, wasn't it? Oh, well, I guess I need to thank that sneaky girl yet again for putting me in a better mood. Naruto thought happily, and then began to train seriously, now that his mind was clear. Though he couldn't help but wonder what the special attributes of the sword had now that Tenten made him realize the small seals that were etched onto either side of the blade. Tenten's group finally finished after 2 hours, though now the sun was setting, seeing as it was getting close to dinner time, and she couldn't find Naruto anywhere. So, she quickly changed directions, and decided to look for Hinata, so that she could use that girl's bloodline to help find Naruto. Thankfully, in this case, she was quickly able to find the girl, and get her to help in her search mission. So, she now stood in front of Training Ground 7, as Hinata scanned the area around them for any sign of the blonde. Though when Hinata finally was finished, Tenten was surprised by the answer. "Sorry, Tenten-san, but I can't see him anywhere around here," Hinata told her. "What? How can that be if you just scanned the entire place? How can he not be here if he was training?" Tenten asked, still shocked. "I don't know, but wherever he is we won't find him," Hinata told the shocked girl, confusing her even more. "Why?" Tenten asked, figuring that everything the boy did would be loud and bold. Well, Naruto was always a master prankster, so he ended up being regularly chased by ninja and civilians alike. So, through this it seems that he has developed his skills in stealth to a shocking level, or at least according to what I have heard. Though I do know for a fact that he even managed to prank the Hyuga clan compound. Hinata tells Tenten, remembering that strange time. Flashback, Hinata 2 years ago. Hinata was standing in front of the academy when she noticed her love interest was just a little way away from her. So, she decided to quickly try to go up and talk to him, though one of the Hyuga council saw this, and quickly ran up to Naruto, and kicked him hard enough to push him a few feet away from where he once was. "Get out of Hinata's way," he told Naruto, smiling, only using that as an excuse to hurt the demon child. After he did this, he quickly walked away, though if he looked at Naruto's eyes, he would have noticed the glimmer of mischief in them. Of course, Hinata didn't see this either because she quickly left, as well as not wanting people to know that she was crying, because she thought her love was hurt because of her. That night, Hinata was still crying in her room, trying to figure out how to say sorry to Naruto, when she heard someone clearly furious outside of her room. something she rarely heard seeing, as many of the clan tried to keep their emotions to themselves. Still, it was more than enough for Hinata to decide to get out of her room and look around at what was going on. And what she saw was the man that kicked Naruto earlier yelling at several branch members. How the hell did he get in? I want a full scan of the walls to figure out. And will someone get me something to clean this off with? After he yelled this out, the clan members quickly were trying to do what he asked, while Hinata finally couldn't help but took a closer look at what was going on. Something that led to her ending up in a fit of giggles after seeing the council member. For the council member's once black hair was now dyed bright yellow, or what was left of it anyways. After all, it seems that he also got a haircut that took all of his hair except for a long ponytail. Plus, on his head directly in the center of his forehead was a chicken drawn in permanent marker. Due to this, the council member ended up staying in the clan compound and completely refused to go anywhere in public. He also took to wearing hats quite often, and even had the dishonor of wearing his headband over his forehead. Of course, he never got his revenge on Naruto, even when he brought it up to people seeing, as there was no proof it was him. Flashback end. Poor Hinata was lost in her thoughts of this day for quite a while, so Tenten decided to leave the girl to her thoughts. But soon after she left, Hinata snapped out of it due to hunger, and quickly went home to get some food. Funny enough though, as she ran home, she accidentally ran into the person she was looking for just a little bit before. But due to them both traveling on the roofs, she quickly felt herself lose balance thanks to the shock, but thankfully was saved by the man she hit. Something that made a blush quickly appear on her face. Of course, this just made Naruto with his already confused mind blush as well. Man, that blush makes her look so cute, and she's in my arms right now. Maybe I should just give her a quick kiss. No. Bad Naruto. You don't even know if she likes you like that. Don't let Anko's teasing get to you this much. Naruto thought to himself, and gently put Hinata back on her feet. Of course, when he did this, she got even more embarrassed, and her cheeks turned even more red, and she poked her pointer fingers together, repeatedly showing her shy side even more. She looks even more cute now. But you know what, screw waiting until I know if she likes me, I am just going to go for it. Naruto told himself, then quickly turned to the girl. Hinata, would you like to go with me to dinner tonight? Naruto asked, blushing just as much as she was. Thanks for watching my video. Leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more.